Good evening here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. I'm Joel McCall. We're visiting now with Paul Holman. He is the head coach for the Central Riverhawks girls tennis team. They actually had a meet just a little bit ago, so we're going to get some inside scoop on how the Riverhawks did tonight. First of all, Coach, thank you so much for joining me. Do appreciate your time.
You're right. Appreciate you doing this for all the Riverhawk sports.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us how the meet went. You guys ended up having a meet tonight, and I know that you've actually had quite a bit of your season already take place, but you played Holman today. So how'd things go?
Yep, we came up 1 point short. We lost 3-4, and so which was an improvement. We had played them in August, and we lost 2-5. So we're always improving every match, every point, and um, that's what we're looking forward to this year's improvement.
Well, I know that for the Riverhawks girls tennis, I mean, your season started back in like middle of August, I believe, is when your first meet was. So when did practice start for you, and how have you maintained the focus because of, I mean, this is a long season.
Yeah, we started August 8th. So that's our we August 8th, and we have about 23 matches. Yeah, no, about 18 matches in before school starts. So we travel to Green Bay, we travel to Marshfield. We get a lot of travel in that time that we can be gone all day long because they don't have school. So it works out pretty nice.
Yeah, and how did things go early on? And as you said, you've seen some improvement.
Well, we've only won 3 team matches this year, so we're 3-18. Kind of a flip of what we usually are, but we're young. We lost a lot of seniors last year, so trying to rebuild a little bit. The program tennis is kind of up and down, so but it's a great group of kids, and that's what it's all about.
What are your numbers this season? And can you talk about some of your leaders? Because I know that you sent me a little bit about that with Katie Johnson as your number one, and Allison Culp is also playing really well.
Yeah, those two have been solid all year. Allison is right now 17-5. Oh, no, 18-4. Sorry, and I think Katie's somewhere around 13-7 on the season. Katie kind of took a different role this year. She did gone to state in doubles for 2 years in a row, and so this year she wanted to try singles out, and she's having success. But the number one singles is a tough spot to be at. You're playing the best player on every team, and there's some really good one players in this area. So, but their leadership has been strong. Those are another two seniors as they graduate. We're gonna miss.
Yeah, for sure. How about your underclass girls then? How many do you have total, and what are they doing right now for girls tennis?
This is one of our best years in numbers. We have 19 girls, well, 9 JV players, so that's a great number. And 4 seniors are graduating, so we have 13 people coming back next year with some work during the off season and some summer play. I think we're going to be back where we should be.
That's really good. That's good numbers. Then you said that tennis kind of ebbs and flows. What do you mean? Like just the numbers themselves?
Well, yeah, you get the ability. You get some kids that will come out um, like their junior, sophomore year. They haven't played since they were 3 years old, so they're kind of learning new sports, and it takes them about a year to learn the tennis world. So if we can get them out their sophomore and freshman year, they really can make a difference when they're juniors and seniors.
Have you seen a big change overall from the underclass girls? Not just Katie and Allison, but how about those underclass girls from the very start of practice and now to this moment?
Yeah, it's amazing the improvement they make in that time. They're just able to consistently hit the ball more. The rally points are longer, um, and they still make the mistakes, but it's a fun transition from August 8th till now.
What about practice then? What have you been teaching? I mean, what do you focus on? And then how do you probably have to have some help, I would assume, when you got 19 out.
Yeah, Dylan Meyer is my assistant coach, and that should be familiar to the tennis people because Dylan is the boys coach. So we just flip flop in the season, and I'm his assistant. And so anybody in the tennis world around this area knows who Dylan is. And he's an awesome guy, awesome coach. And he's kind of the heads of the program when it comes to the skill and technique. And that's what we're working on right now. Really, in practices, we're just working on the ability to hit the ball and rally 5 or 6 points without hitting the ball out.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, it's hard. It's hard for me to come up with a lot of questions with tennis because I don't know as much about it as I do, say, volleyball with Coach Williams. But when I have been out on the tennis court, I've put a ball in my hand. I've tried to hit it. I'm not very good. So you talk about your skills. Do you start with, say, just back and forth and then move to like a serve? Or how do you actually maintain some kind of routine when it comes to practice?
Yeah, we would start basically with the ground strokes, and that's basically if the ball hits the ground, you're working on your getting some good topspin on the ball is kind of the key. So you're kind of going from a low to high position of the racket, and the topspin on the ball keeps the ball from flying out on the other end. So that's what we teach really all the way down to 3rd and 4th grade when we work with our younger kids.
That's what I would need right now. I can tell you though, I can restring it. I know for
There,
a fact that I do know how to restring a tennis
well,
racket.
that's a pretty good skill right there because Dylan and Tung, who's our other assistant coach, they do string rackets, and that they keep pretty busy stringing rackets for kids.
Yeah, I used to work at a certain sporting goods store. I won't say what it is, but yes,
Okay.
that was one of the things that I used to do quite frequently. Again, we're talking with Paul Holman, then the head coach for girls tennis here on the Central Riverhawk YouTube channel. They do have MVC competition coming up, Coach. You got a big one coming up on Monday.
Yeah, every year we get into this. I'm not sure. I think it might be the only, in golf maybe, that has its own tournament. So all the teams show up on Monday. We'll have a seeding meeting Monday or Sunday night, and then it's points are kept. And our goal this year is to grab a 3rd place. We're out of contentions for 1st or 2nd. Aquinas has got a strong team, and Onalaska's got a pretty good team. So we're battling with Toma, Holmen, Sparta for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, so that comes up on Monday, 9 a.m.
Monday,
How's
9
the once you're seated, then how many matches will somebody have? Or is it a one match only and you're
Nope.
out if you lose?
No, they could play 3 matches on Saturday or on Monday. So if you win, you keep playing. If you lose, you get to play a back draw. And then the back draw, like if you were to get 5th place for your team, you'd still get a point. And then they add them all up for the team championship.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like you said, 9 o'clock. Hopefully the weather's good for you. I hope
Yeah.
that it's looking that way, certainly. And then talk about your sections and your postseason. I know it seems odd to be saying that, but at the same time, as we alluded to, you've already been playing for a month and a half.
Yeah, we'll head into then the following Monday is the subsectional, and that's with Toma, Sparta, Baraboo, Reedsburg, Logan, Holman. So it's basically the Cooley region area. Aquinas is not in that because they go Division 2 tennis.
Okay.
So they go down to another area. And then from there, you go, the winners of there will play in the sectional, which is in the Nielsen Center in Madison.
Okay. Did you mention where the subsection was? I'm sorry.
The subsectional is at Green Island in La Crosse.
Okay. Same place. Yep. Same place as you're playing
Yep.
on Monday. Okay.
That has become kind of an epic center for tennis. There's a lot of great reputation right now that those courts. A lot of people are coming and talking about those being some of the best courts in Wisconsin. So it's nice to have our subsectional and our conference there.
Yeah. Could they actually expand that and do more at Green Island? Would there be
Well,
a chance to be sectionals or?
They have 13 courts there. Last year we had our sectional at there. So the sectional did come here. And the goal would be to put 6 more courts in there that will be covered.
Okay.
So there is space for indoor courts. We just try to get some funds and people going to get that going. So,
well, I know that I think on West Sports, can you kind of follow things, or where's the best way to follow the Riverhawk girls tennis?
Probably the best way is I have a Facebook page. So Lacrosse Central Girls Tennis. And then I think they can go to tennisreporting.com. I think they can just, without getting a paid subscription, they can look at how the team's doing.
All right.
But the Facebook page is what I do to keep updated.
Okay. And I'm sure you're shouting out and all that where you guys are playing. Well, we wish the Riverhawks best of luck coming up on Monday as you guys had the Mississippi Valley Conference tournament. Coach Holman, thank you so much for doing this right after your meet. We really do appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate everything you do for us.
Yeah, no problem. That's Coach Holman. Then we do have volleyball coming up for you tomorrow. Then, or wait, no, tonight's Tuesday. Pardon me. Thursday night we have volleyball. They're all run together. So Thursday night on Alaska, that's at 7:00. We'll have the varsity match for you. That's our next broadcast. We'll have more interviews coming up here, probably within the week. We have more interviews. And again, for Coach Holman, I'm Joel McCall. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel.